So, I bought a new guitar. Meet Fender Stratocaster American Standard 1996. Yes, it's almost 30 years old.
This guitar doesn't really need me to introduce it. This isn't just a guitar, it's an icon. Hendrix, Clapton, Gilmour, decades of music history live in this shape, these curves, this sound.
Quick warning before we go further. This isn't a technical review of the Strat. You won't find pickup specs. By the way, it's classic single-coil Elinka pickups. This video is about something different. My feelings, my first impressions, and the story of how I bought this guitar.
Of course, I will show you how it sounds and what I played on this Strat in my first days with it. But don't expect diagrams or frequency tests. This is something else.
So, if you are still interested, let's dive into the journey of why I decided to buy a nearly 30-year-old Strat. And what I told my mom when she asked, why do you need this guitar if you already have 3? Actually, it's 4. Every guitarist has their Strat story, and now this one is mine.
So, to be honest, I never even wanted a Strat. Back in my university days, my dream guitars were Gibsons, Les Paul or SG. And dreams come true. I played Les Paul-style guitars in bands. One of them was even a birthday present from my friends, and it became my main guitar for years. I use it for practices, live concerts and recordings. But time goes on. We change, and our tastes change too.
The first time ever I really wanted a Strat was when I bought one of those guitar courses. During these solo exercises, I heard the tone and instantly fell in love. Of course, I'd heard Strats before, we all have, but this time something changed inside me. Suddenly, instead of playing heavy rhythms, I wanted to play those iconic Strat themes like Shine On You Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd.
So I was thinking about these guitars a lot. And finally, after 1 year of thoughts, I decided to get it. I started looking for Strats online, and of course there were tons of options. New, used, anniversary models, player series, etc. I didn't know much about these guitars back then, but I had two clear rules. It had to be a real Fender, not a Squier or anything similar. And it had to be sunburst, no compromises. One of the options was a brand new Fender Vintera. I even started a chat with the store manager about it, but he told me it would take about 2 or 3 weeks just to get it into the country, so I put off the idea of buying.
After talking with a professional musician friend, he suggested to skip the brand new models and look for an 80s or 90s Strats instead. And of course only American, not Mexican or any other. That idea stuck with me so much that I almost stopped searching. But then, a couple of months later, I woke up one morning, opened my laptop, and there it was, this offer.
Real Fender Strat American Standard 1996 in almost perfect condition. And the price was too good to resist, cheaper than buying, for example, new Vintera. Everything is original except for the tuners, which were changed to lock-in-one. And of course sunburst, the exact color I'd been dreaming of.
When I saw the photos, I instantly fell in love. But I didn't decide right away. Instead, I kept overthinking, should I or shouldn't I? But the next day I finally decided to reach out to the seller and ask if the guitar was still available. And luckily for me, it was.
After some back and forth with the seller, we finally agreed on the deal. And a week later I held my first ever Fender Stratocaster. Long story short, the first owner was a professional musician abroad who played it on stage. After he passed away, the guitar stayed in its case for years untouched. Then the seller bought it, used for some studio work, but eventually decided to move on to another instrument. And that's how I became the third owner of this Strat.
Cannot believe this is real Strat. Oh my god. I was so excited to open the case, to touch it, to play those first chords, and when I finally did, I was shocked. How it looked, how it sounded, and you know, this guitar brought back me the will to play.
Of course, I did some basic maintenance. Polished the frets and body, changed the strings, unpacked the strap locks and put it on a new strap, and now it looks and sounds even better.
Playing this guitar gives me incredible emotions. First of all, the sound. When I hear it, I realize this is the iconic Strat sound, the same sound used in those legendary songs by legendary guitarists on legendary albums. When I demonstrated guitar to my friend and played a song, at first he thought I wasn't really playing, as he was hearing like the original recording. That's how authentic it is.
For the first 2 days I could hardly put it down. It gave me the same feeling I had when I picked up a guitar for the very first time many years ago. I filmed a couple of videos, shared them with all my friends, and they loved it so much. It was amazing to feel emotions I hadn't experienced in such a long time.
By the way, I made a backing track with this Strat, which is perfect for practicing pentatonic scale. So if you are looking for some music to jam over, check it out. The link will be in the description.
The difference between the Strat and all the guitars I've ever played is huge. First of all, it's lighter. For the last 10 years I mostly played with Paul-style guitars, and I got used to that heavy weight.
Second, the placement of everything feels different. The volume and tone knobs, the pickup selector, all in different spots compared to a Les Paul. Even the tuners are in different places, so when I'm tuning it by the habit I reach to the bottom of the headstock. But here they are lined up at the top, so sometimes it's fun.
And then came something completely new for me, the tremolo. I'd never played one before, so honestly I was a little worried. Does it work? How does it work? And most importantly, how to set it up.
The seller assured me everything was fine, and he didn't lie. I figured it out straight away, and the first thing I did was play a solo from one of my favorite songs full of tremolo.
And the difference was incredible. On the Strat, it was so simple, just pure joy. While on Les Paul, playing it was always a bit of struggle.
So, that was the story of how I became the owner of my first ever Fender Stratocaster. To be honest, I didn't plan it, it just sort of happened. This guitar isn't just an addition to the collection, it's a reminder of why I started playing at all.
Every time I pick it up, it feels inspiring, like holding a piece of history that still has new songs to tell. And the fact that this guitar already has its own life, like stages, studios, makes it even more special. Now I'm part of that story, and hopefully it will stay with me for many more years.
By the way, when my mom asked me why I need another guitar when I already had 3, I responded with, yes I do, but I don't have exactly this one. Let me know in the comments what your dream guitar is. Share your stories. Don't forget to check the backing track in the description and of course subscribe for more music content. Thanks for watching and good luck!